Gary Antuanne Russell Jr., 27 years of age, 17-0, 17 inside the distance. Stoppage wins over the likes of Victor Postol, Kent Cruz, Giovanni Santiago, Rancis Barthélemy. With the PBC, around 2018-2019, the Barclays Centre dates started to dry up. Around late 2022, Fox didn't renew their deal with the PBC, and then the dates really got hit hard. Then Showtime got out of there, and Gary Antuanne Russell has been a casualty of that. By now he should be in the title shot mix, and he's not. I was talking about Gary Antuanne Russell the other day, saying he's surrounded by DAZN and MATCHROOM fighters, and if he's to make any moves, he's going to have to cut some kind of deal with DAZN. And then someone in my comment section pointed out that he is signing with MATCHROOM. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but the rumours are becoming more frequent, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's a lot to work with there. Devin Haney, Sir Brian Matthias, Liam Paro, Dalton Smith, Richardson Hitchens, Regis Progress, Sandor Martin, and he would fit nicely in that mix there with any of them matchups. Russell has a crowd-pleasing style, hits very hard. He can definitely make some noise.
In the gym, for starters, it's certain things he got to turn his shots to get his power. You got to turn a certain way.
You're right about that, 100%.
And you can't be shooting a jab like this. Just amateurs do this. When you're professional, we here. You here. Boom, boom. It's here. Even like I want you to go back and look at the Arturo Gotti fight. You see, every time I get my shit off, but I'm still right there like this. Because I know that motherfucker got a hook. The hook, remember, the hook is the shot that knocks fighters out the most because it comes from the blind side. It comes from around here.
The jab is the primary weapon in boxing. And Floyd said most fighters get knocked out by the hook. The hook is the most used punch to score knockouts. If your shape and posture and technique is lacking from the jab hand, fighter who's prepared for you can expose your jab with the hook, the most commonly used knockout punch, the hook. Yes. And you can be the baddest, toughest, muscle-bound, whatever. Your chin will not save you if you're eating clean shots on your chin. It's as simple as that. The left hook, same punch that put Ali on the floor against Henry Cooper. And the bell saved Muhammad Ali. The left hook, same punch that put Ali on the floor against Joe Frazier in the first fight. Devin's chin no worse than Vladimir Klitschko. No worse. Klitschko had to get knocked out how many times before he hooked up with Emmanuel Stewart? And during that 10-year reign where he was champion, how much time did he get knocked down? He stopped getting knocked down. Why? Because he learned how to nullify his opponent's offense, didn't give up his height, perfected that 1-2, and it's as simple as that. Chin is only one component in taking punches or not going on the canvas. Chin is only one component. Just because somebody isn't going on the canvas a lot, it doesn't mean they've got an iron chin. It means they're protecting their chin better and they have a system of offense that will not expose them to certain punches. Once again, I didn't say Devin is going to come back and do anything. We'll see. We'll see. You never know how fighters react after losses. You never know. But I will back him to come back and have some very good wins and have a productive career.
Have you had any chance to speak with Devin? Where does he go from here?
Yeah, I mean, still world champion. You know, there's a one blessing of Ryan missing the weight.
Right.
So he's going to have to defend that title against Sandor Martin. I actually think that's a good fight now.
It's a mental test for Devin. It's a technical test for Devin to come back. To me, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the mental test is not to pursue the Ryan Garcia fight because Ryan could just continue to taunt him and frustrate him. And I don't like the way the likes of Jack Catterall have just waited for this Josh Taylor fight. And since Josh got that unpopular decision early 2022, it's been on and off with Josh getting injured and taking other fights. And he's waited 2 years for this fight, Jack Catterall. And that's something that Devin doesn't want to repeat. He doesn't want to chase Ryan. That will take mental strength. And it will also take a lot of heart to take on a fight like Sandor Martin, who is an unknown to most of the world, capable, competent southpaw, a very tough challenger. But that's what you sign up for. Sandor's willing to take the fight. You don't have no issues with him trying to get some advantage, missing the weight, trying to make you take a catch weight. You don't have to worry about that. You just got to concentrate on the fight. And he said he's going to stay at 140, apparently, and keep the title, even though his eyes, the way they were sunken in pre-fight, Garcia fight, it looked unhealthy. It looked unhealthy. And yeah, a second loss will be tough for him to get over. Not insurmountable, but it will be tough for him to get over. Sandor Martin is capable, in my opinion, of shocking a confident Devin Haney. The Devin Haney before the loss to Ryan Garcia. He's capable of shocking that Haney, an undefeated Haney, let alone one coming back from a loss where he was the favourite and got dropped 3 times. Yeah, his confidence might not be where it needs to be. That makes the fight extra hard, but one I'd like to see. Sandor deserves his opportunity at a world title.
He didn't see the shot coming.
Technique, fitness, confidence are 3 components you take in the ring. If you get hit with shots you're blindsided by because your technique isn't correct or you're not confident in what you're doing, you're going to hit the canvas. It's got nothing to do with glass chin. If you can't see the punch, a fucking flyweight could put you on the floor or stagger you at the least. Ryan Garcia's won the fight and he's got a lot of cheerleaders now, but Ryan has still got some hard lessons to learn in that ring. And we'll see them manifest in the next few years. I'm pretty sure of that. Him and Devin are only 25 years of age. They're only 25. They've got a lot more to learn and experience. A lot more. Yeah. Offense could also keep your chin out of controversy. What they're saying about Anthony Joshua, he's turning his hips into his shots. That's what he's doing right now. So man's getting blasted out of there before they get to strike him on the chin and see what his whiskers are like. And that's what Devin needs to do. He needs to put fear in his opponents that, yo, I don't want to get hit by Devin because he hits hard. And you can improve your punch technique and even your power to a degree. You can. By learning how to turn into the shots like Floyd is saying there. And if you're not concussive and you can put your punches together well, that can dissuade your opponent from trying to walk through you. That's also defense. You know, I went back and looked at the Luke Campbell-Ryan Garcia fight. What punch had Ryan on the canvas? Left hook. Luke Campbell's a southpaw. One mistake Devin made, he didn't make the adjustments and make a step over to the left. I think Ryan is vulnerable on his backhand side. And if I've seen that, I'm sure there's a lot of coaches and fighters who have seen that and said, yeah, we know what to do here. But executing it will be another thing. Ryan's not just going to lie down. He's not just going to lie down. Derek James has seen that and they'll be working on that. Because you saw the way he was turning away from Devin's backhand. Turning his back. But against someone more offensively equipped than Devin was, you'll see Ryan back on the canvas again if he doesn't improve his defense. Let me repeat. Devin went the distance. He didn't get knocked out. They could have perhaps stopped the fight. Can I see Devin getting stopped going forward? The blueprint is there for that to happen. But there may be fighters who've got better chins than Devin who get stopped more throughout their career than Devin does. Look at that guy, Steve Robinson, who fought Alan Babbage on the boxer card the other week. He got stopped because he couldn't block a punch to save his life. That's why he got stopped. From the physiology standpoint, you might be able to take a punch better than someone, but in the long run, that could be worse for you. Because you know what that means? That means you might think, oh, well, I'm not going to move my head. I'm not going to duck. I'm not going to use my feet. I'll just stand there and take one and see if I can land one. Let's see how good that does you in the long run. Remember they were talking about Joe Joyce's iron chin? Remember? One fight with Zhang removed that moniker, Iron Chin Joe. One fight. Ben Shalom believes that Matchroom CEO Frank Smith is jealous of him and unprofessional. Smith obviously critical of the amount of pullouts from boxer fighters against Matchroom, whether in purse bids or title defences. Has voiced his frustration. He said he didn't like Ben Shalom. Is Frank Smith jealous? No, I think he's just frustrated because Eddie's handed the task of dealing with Ben Shalom to Frank Smith and it's very frustrating for him. I don't think he's jealous. And unprofessional is pulling fighters out of the purse bids an hour before the purse bids and not even turning up and stringing out these stalemates for as long as Ben Shalom does. That's unprofessional. The real jealousy is Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? You want to see real jealousy? Eddie, for the sake of British boxing, just stay in the UK and promote. Leave the real promoters to the US market where boxing matters. You had your opportunity wasting away hundreds of millions of dollars building nothing in the US. Eddie replies, genuinely, are you okay? You stalked me like a crazed fan. You had a great win on Saturday, yet I consume your mind 24/7. Unfortunately for you, I am a global promoter with 18 world champions. You have 4. I have big plans to work with everyone to grow the sport globally and have some fantastic talent in the US market. Genuinely wish you all the best and hope you can enjoy what you do. That's jealousy. Either that or he's really feeling himself after Ryan Garcia defeated Devin Haney. You know, the fact that Oscar is telling Eddie to give up the ghost on America when he's got Boots Ennis at the Wells Fargo in Philly defending his IBF world title. Bam Rodriguez versus Juan Estrada in Phoenix. And he's got Terence Crawford defending against the MATCHROOM 154-pound WBA champion is laughable. I mean, who would walk away back to British boxing with all that on the table? He better mind that DAZN don't throw him off there because he's already had a go at Turki ALISHIKI earlier this year saying fights need to happen in America. And he's piping up again today saying no one from outside this country is going to take over this business. He went at Turki again. And Eddie. Like, what's up with that? Oscar's the same guy who took out lawsuits on Al Heyman, then dropped the lawsuit. He's all over the place. He's all over the place. Like when he had a go at Turki earlier this year, because he wasn't going to get involved with what was happening over there, Turki said, "We'll miss you." We'll miss you. You can't affect Turki with them outbursts. He's not on coke. And the problem is, I don't know if it's the substances he's been taking, he doesn't stand on his square. If you take a position like that, you've got to stand on it. Because months after that outburst, he saw Turki doing a video with Mike Tyson, opening a gym in Saudi Arabia and saying champions are going to come out of this gym. Oscar posted a comment on the video, "I can make you proud, Turki. I would be happy to help you as a talent scout. I've promoted Manny Pacquiao, promoted Mayweather and this and that." Like, what's the matter with this guy? You know, 1 minute you're mad at him, and then you're almost begging to get in his good graces, and then today, you're mad at him again. Virgil Ortiz has probably had enough of him. Probably had enough. Because he obviously hasn't volunteered to fight on this Matchroom card with Oscar's blessings. Obviously. And what's he crying about? His name's on the paperwork for Crawford versus Matchroom as one of the promoters. It's not just Eddie Hearn. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just gets in his own way. And as for the fights need to happen in America where boxing matters, well, I'll tell you what. Let's arrange for DAZN to only pay you for what pay-per-views sell in America. How about that? Chairman of the Board of Directors of the General Entertainment Authority, basically Ryadh season, have embarked on a promotional pact with the WBA, where their brand will be featured at all WBA press conferences and all other events affiliated with the association. So you'll be seeing that on the newsletter, on periodic reports and other media in order to reach a wider boxing audience in various countries around the world. This latest sponsorship from Ryadh season marks another milestone in partnership, which has included several distinguished international brands. In other words, they're buying the WBA out. They bought them off. Now, I'm not saying that's negative. This is what happens in business. If a multi-co-op can buy out an organization and buy out this organization to accelerate their goals and stop any potential threats from progressing, this is what happens. It doesn't necessarily mean negative, but yeah, they've essentially bought them out. But they've got huge paper. They've got all the promoters in their pocket, and now they've got one of the sanctioning bodies. Which one of them is next to get a quote-unquote sponsorship, aka buyout? We'll see. On your left, that's Gilberto Mendoza, president of the WBA, with a representative from the GEA/Ryadh season. What is Oscar going to do exactly? Throw tantrums on Twitter to stop Turki ALISHIKI taking over American boxing? It's quite pathetic. So it's confirmed Isaac Chamberlain will be challenging Mikhail SHALOM from Poland for the EBU European Boxing Union Cruiserweight title on the undercard of the WBO Cruiserweight fight between Chris Billiam Smith and Richard RIAKPORHE. I'm assuming Boxer won the purse bid, or they came to an arrangement and SHALOM decided he'll travel to the United Kingdom if the money's right. And it's good that they've secured home advantage for Isaac, because this is not an easy fight. So it's good they did that. And this card is shaping up to be a pretty good card. Cruiserweight, probably the strongest weight class that boxer have. Now they've got two South London boys attempting to win titles. Isaac and Richard. Selhurst Park is a 25,486 capacity stadium. Chris Billiam Smith is going to bring a sizable crowd. A sizable crowd. Let's see what the South London boys can do in terms of support. June the 7th, Florida, and what must be a Don King card. Adrian Broner fights Blair COBBS at 147. Noel McCallin, or GERVOR, he defends his cruiserweight, WBC cruiserweight belt against ROZICI. He's the guy who fought Oscar Rivas in that Bridgerweight fight. That was a good fight. Then we have the very curious heavyweight fight between CASSIUS CHANEY versus Michael Hunter. It's not a bad matchup, but it's for the WBA interim title. Now, a couple of years back, the WBA declared they were going to clean up the amount of belts they have in any one particular weight class because the fans demanded it. So what's happening now? ISSAC holds the official, legit title. Manuel Charr has the regular belt. And now, CASSIUS CHANEY and Michael Hunter are going to fight for the interim belt. So what belts are you cleaning up exactly? And I thought Michael Hunter lost the other day, somewhere in Eastern Europe. But apparently, he lost a 10-rounder, but it was an exhibition. And somehow he's ranked in the top 10 in 2024. And he's fighting for the interim world title. So what's happening with Martin Bakole? What does he get a shot at? He's been sitting in the number one spot for a while. What does he get a shot at? Probably a good thing the Saudis are buying out the WBA. You know, they've done a great job with the promoters and the networks, bringing them all together. Now maybe it's time to knock some heads together with the sanctioning bodies. Buy them out. Organise them. Put them in line. Stop the multiple belt abuse in all the weight classes. And with that,
I'm gone. Ghost. Peace. Sayonara.